Thank you for joining this HMO Matters podcast, where we're going to talk to Olivia Harris. Olivia is founder of Virtual Loom, and she's going to talk to you about the benefits of virtual tours and how they can offer a real game changer in helping you market your HMO property, particularly in light of COVID and the obvious restrictions they provide. So welcome, Olivia. I thought I'd start by just talking a little bit about your background and what you were doing before you set up Virtual Loom.
Yeah, absolutely. So I set up Virtual Loom in October last year. So we've been going just over a year now. Prior to Virtual Loom, I worked in business-to-business telecommunications. So completely off topic. So I've always worked in sort of business-to-business. Always been something sort of I enjoyed. So I've always had a passion for photography. So last October, I sort of took the leap and invested in some equipment. And it's just taken off from there, really. I mean, you know, seeing a gap in the market, and we started off with virtual tours alone. We've introduced photography, you know, floor plans, aerial photography to our portfolio. So, you know, we've just turned into sort of like a one-stop shop for estate agents, you know, landlords, just so that we can provide everything they need in one visit, really.
Perfect. What was the trigger point for you? Did you just wake up one morning and you think virtual tours is the way it's going? I've got to set up this business, or what was the?
So I'd seen. So I actually went traveling last year, and I had I dabbled in sort of 360 cameras when I was traveling, and I thought, you know, I was looking into 360 cameras more, and I discovered that, you know, they could do actually a lot more than just, you know, your standard filming. So yeah, I decided to take the leap in October. I looked into virtual tours a bit more and the technology behind it. Just really took my interest, and I saw a gap in the market. So virtual tours have been really quite big in the US for quite a long time, but not so much in England. So so yeah, I just started using the 360 camera for virtual tours, and you know, it just the interest I had from the get-go, you know, was just absolutely incredible. So so yeah, I just took off from there, really.
Perfect. So Virtual Loom, virtual tours obviously apply to all sorts of properties, whether it's rentals, serviced apartments, property sales. I guess the whole spectrum of properties is going to utilize your service. Just for the viewers, just to give you a little bit of background as to how Olivia's ended up on this podcast. So I've got a number of HMOs. I think in previous podcasts I've spoken about the importance of having a really good marketing pack for your HMO and just presenting it really well to potential tenants. So they're not just relying on photos, but also they've got floor plans and videos. Now, the videos I've done up until connecting with Olivia have very much been on my iPhone, walking around, having a little bit of a chat. But you can only capture so much. And we've had limited success with that. It's been okay. We were looking for a bit more. And then we've launched 2 HMOs since the dreaded COVID blessed us with its presence. And the most recent one, which we set up in October, I think Virtual Loom actually came to you in the Facebook feed, possibly. Would that be right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So suddenly, like, my gosh, I normally just ignore these things, but it just popped up, and I connected with Olivia, and I had a look at some samples. Now, firstly, I was quite surprised at the cost. It was much less expensive than I thought it was going to be. But one of Olivia's team came and they did this tour for us. And basically it's revolutionized our business, because it meant that we could market our rooms without actually doing any viewings at all. So I think 4 of the rooms were let just on the basis of the video, and then the other 2 were face-to-face, which we did obviously in a COVID compliant way. But yeah, it was huge, real game changer for us, as I've said before. Is there anything else you can add, Olivia, in terms of how virtual tours can help HMO landlords market their properties?
Yeah, absolutely. There are so many benefits to it. I mean, like you said yourself, properties are getting let just through virtual tours alone. I mean, when people are walking around, so virtual tours obviously allow people to walk around the property as if they're physically there. So, you can click from room to room, you can walk down corridors, you're able to view 360 as well as the floors and ceilings. So you can literally see everything. So, people are more than happy to, say that they'll move in because they can see absolutely everything, from wall to wall. They can even sort of measure rooms as well, so they can start moving in their head and think, oh, is my bed going to fit in here?
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, it just completely reduces time. You qualify your your customers that are coming to actually view.
Yeah.
So they're qualified viewers. They've already had a look online. If they want to view after, then obviously they're definitely interested in the property. It may be just they want to see it in real life or what have you. But I mean, like you said, so many properties are just getting let just off 3D virtual tours alone.
Yeah, completely. And I can echo that. And if they do want to physically view the property, the good thing from our perspective is that it can be very time consuming carrying out viewings when you've got a number of rooms available in a brand new HMO. And you know that if they've done that virtual tour, pretty much all their boxes are ticked. They know the room's big enough. They know it's got adequate storage, en suite's big enough, and those sort of things. So one would hope that coming to the property to actually physically see it, it's just, maybe they feel they need to do that rubber stamped and in. And yeah, I have to say that the couple of face-to-face viewings we did do, the outcome was straight away, yeah, it's exactly as it is in the movie, nothing's hidden out of view, photo aside, which is great for us.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just the absolute convenience of it. I mean, you're able to, it's so convenient for, the people that are actually looking for somewhere to rent, so they don't have to wait for you to be available. They don't have to, wait to view the property. You can just send it over straight away. And I mean, it may, not a lot of people are doing this, so it may even differentiate, your business to other HMO properties that perhaps they're looking at, if they can view your HMO property, through a virtual tour, and they're able to view and walk around, then, they're just going to be pretty much instant if it's what they're looking for.
Completely. So I think for HMO landlords, there's a lot of talk about HMO market being saturated, more and more people jumping on the bandwagon. And that is true. But what people forget is even with Brexit, there is still net migration into this country. So it's still a growing population. There's still a lot of need for accommodation. So the market can cater for more HMOs, but what is prerequisite is that the quality of properties on offer has to be better than it has been in the past. And tenants are very, very discerning in terms of what they're expecting. So you need a really good property, but there's no point in having a really good property if you have no means of conveying that to prospective tenants. And yeah, as we've just touched on, the power of the virtual tour leaves nothing hidden for the person undertaking the tour, and it means they can move forward with confidence. The other thing is, I was talking to Olivia just briefly before we started this podcast, is we're in a global world, and we often have people applying for rooms from different countries, and more often, if not different countries, definitely different regions. So we've got a lot of properties that are near large employers. Airbus in Bristol is one, and people are coming from all over the world to join Airbus. And we can actually send these pre-prepared virtual tours across to the person. And again, it just gives them confidence to be able to reserve the room because they've been provided full information. It doesn't leave any questions in their mind. They can see the quality of the property. And for them, it takes a lot of stress away because they can arrive in this country in confidence. They've got a decent place to live. They've had the confidence to sign a tenancy agreement and those sort of things. So yeah, it's worked really well from us. So I guess from your perspective, are you engaging with more HMO landlords, and is that side of the business going well for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're just the scope for it, for different types of landlords, HMO especially, student accommodation, just any property, with multiple landlords, it's just multiple tenants. It's just so for people to obviously send the virtual tour to, you know, prospective tenants. It's just so easy for people to just fill the property as soon as possible. So yeah, I mean, we work mostly with sort of estate agents, but we work on properties of all sizes, you know, from 1 to 2 bedroom flats to, you know, properties like yourself, you know, with 7, 8 bedrooms. So it's yeah, we've just got so busy, especially throughout COVID, you know, with reduced viewings and people not wanting to go into other people's houses, etc., etc. So yeah, it's just absolutely taken off.
And are you doing all this on your own, or do you have people helping? Because I think somebody, you had a different operator who came and did the video at our house. So, so your business is growing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started off, it was just me, yeah, sort of until about March. So I employed 2 full-time members of staff and 1 part-time. So my plans for the future, I mean, we're just getting busier and busier, really. So in the new year, I hope to employ, you know, 2 more members of staff to expand. We also want to get a team further up north. So, you know, around Manchester way, we get a lot of you know, estate agents, letting agents contacting us up there that we're just not able to reach just yet. So I just want to become, you know, the go-to for property marketing, you know, throughout the UK. So I just want to make sure that we can reach every area. Yeah.
So what areas, just so our viewers know, what areas are you focusing on right now, Olivia?
We go up until around Birmingham and south from there. So yeah, left and right, we can make that. So pretty much the whole south coast up until around Birmingham at the moment.
Right. Okay. So that's a huge area.
Yeah.
And, yeah, if you've taken on a couple of members of staff, I'm sure that's more than enough for you, at the moment. But anybody based north of that, then your plan is to, or north of those areas, your plan is next year that you'll be able to tune into those prospective landlords as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at the moment, I find a lot of people that do, you know, virtual tours, much like Virtual Loom, a lot of their staff are freelance. So I just want to make sure we keep absolutely everything in-house, and I employ the staff, and, you know, they're trained by me. So, you know, everything is, you know, what's the word? Everything is, yeah, it's just, you know, everything's the same, you know, so it's, you know, you're greeted by a friendly face every time, and, you know, the quality of work is going to be, you know, good every time. So that's the reason why we're not freelancing at the minute. So so yeah, I just want to make sure we bring on staff.
Yeah, so your brand is replicated by the individual, and it's that personal touch. They know what you stand for, your ethics, and what you're trying to get across, and those sort of things. And I guess it's hard to do that with freelancers, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you know, freelancers, you know, all photographers have got their own different styles. You know, a lot of them aren't probably familiar with virtual tours. So yeah, it's just nice to you know, to bring on staff members and obviously just, you know, train them what our customers like, what, you know, they're used to. So just everything is just streamlined, really.
Yeah. Perfect. Good. So this podcast is really geared towards HMO landlords, but HMOs tend to go hand in hand with service departments, in the sense that people who are coming into property or wanting to get involved in property, often they look at either setting up HMOs or service departments. Have you, because we've got a small portfolio of service departments, funny enough, in Southampton, which is where I think you're based. Is that right? Yeah. And I was talking to our project manager there about this service, because I don't know, when people jump onto booking.com or they jump onto Airbnb and you're looking to book some temporary accommodation, I don't know whether service departments offer this type of virtual.
No. I mean, it's funny you say that. I mean, last week I was looking into sort of Airbnbs, and I was doing a little bit of market research myself, because I just think it will be so beneficial. I mean, even when I'm looking for, you know, somewhere to stay, you know, on Airbnb, or it's like you said, a service department, just, you know, even just for a few weeks, it's just, you know, like we said before, photos only capture sort of so much each angle of the room. So it's nice to be able to actually walk around the property and experience it firsthand. So it's just, I mean, I think it would be so beneficial for Airbnbs and service departments. It's not something that we've moved into yet, but like I said, it is something that I have explored into, and it's not something that appears to be done at the moment.
Yeah, like you. So when we book to go away, we've got 2 kids, and we tend to avoid hotels. We stick with service departments. You get more space, more value for money, and all those sort of things. But yeah, you only see so much on photos, and you're thinking, oh, how big's the room the kids are sleeping in? You know, what's the view? We're looking out of the window. Is it on the first floor, fifth floor? How big are the bathrooms? How big's that kitchen? I can't really see. You know, really
Yeah.
great lifestyle shots, but I want to see how big the kitchen is. That kind of
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. I mean, with photos, like you said, they only capture so much. And I mean, I feel like, you know, obviously you've got to make the property look appealing. So the photos are, like you said, lifestyle shots, but they don't particularly show you the actual size of the rooms. You know, like you said, you've got 2 kids, so you need storage space, you know, just everything like that. So obviously with the virtual tours, you know, you're able to, you know, walk around, you're able to measure rooms, you're able to explore into storage space, you can go on balconies, you can view outside. So you can see literally everything.
Yeah. Perfect. So the other thing, just quickly to mention, so am I right in thinking that if you produce a virtual video, you're able to extract stills from that video?
That's right, yeah. So we can, so from the virtual tour, people obviously get the full 3D tour, but they also get a dollhouse view of the property, which is absolutely amazing. So it's a 3D model. So people
Yeah.
are able to view the property as if it had no walls from the outside and they're looking in.
Yeah.
So you can see the exact layout of the property. So people, so customers are able to have one of those from the 3D tour. There's also some short video clips that you would have seen that display sort of multiple rooms in a 3D, you know, dollhouse view. And we are also able to extract the photography from the 3D tours as well. So when we attend, we're also able to get the floor plans from the virtual tour as well. So, you know, we attend and we're not on site long at all. So, you know, it's super quick and convenient. And we offer a same day guarantee as well. So we can send over very nice and quick.
Yeah, no, it was a good service. I think your person, the lady that came to do it, I think she was on site maybe would it be a couple of hours, Olivia, roughly?
Yeah, probably typically between an hour and 2 hours we take, just depends on the size of the property.
And I think a lot of that was, it was me and my colleague, and we're not very adept at dressing rooms and making beds and everything. So she's giving us very good direction, saying, no, you're going to make it a bit better than that, guys. So a lot of it was her waiting for us to dress the beds with the scatter cushions and everything else. But yeah, because I think we had a couple of bed sets. So we kind of leapfrogged. We did 2 beds, then one room was taken, then we'd leapfrog and do the next one. And so on. So yeah, had we had all the beds made up, then it could have been in and out even quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, it's not a long process on the site at all.
Yeah. So yeah, so it's good. So good to know also about the floor plans, because that's another thing I think is really important. So most people who advertise rooms for HMOs, we use a site called Spare Room, which is the most widely used. And
yeah.
I think Spare Room will allow, it gives you you can put one video on it, but it's really photograph orientated. So what we always say to people is put one video, have your amazing photos, but also it's good just to have a floor plan as a photo on Spare Room. So you can extrapolate that from the video, can you? So that can be used.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can extract 2D floor plans as well as 3D floor plans. So yeah, you can offer both as a photo on Rent a Room.
Yeah, perfect, good. So yeah, that's useful. So I must look into that, because I haven't done that yet with we've just been using the virtual video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much, Olivia, for coming on. If anybody wants to get in contact with you, what's the best way of doing that?
So you can just visit our site, which is www.virtualloom.co.uk, or you can give us a call. Our number's on there, or fill out one of our contact forms.
Or you might pop up in somebody's Facebook feed.
Yeah, might do. Yeah.
Good. Well, thanks again for coming on. Have a great Christmas. For our viewers, for any more information on any topics relating to HMOs and sometimes other property types, please visit hmomatters.co.uk or subscribe to our YouTube channel, or follow us on Facebook as well. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll be back soon with some more podcasts in the new year.
Thanks, Grant. Thank you.